A very good evening and warm welcome to Dharma Television Collective News. This is Shrishti Khadki. Moving on to the headlines. Monsoon rains will be active for 3 days. 4 killed in floods in Baklung. Corona confirmed to 18 people including the police chief working in Shangja. Corona infection has been confirmed in 34 more people in Kapilvastu. Women's rights activists protested against the acid attackers on Karki and demanded for justice. Supreme Court warns against unnecessary comments. Strong 6.3 magnitude earthquake rattles western China. More than 150,000 deaths due to corona in the United States. China holds first foreign ministers meeting with Pakistan, Nepal, Afghanistan on COVID-19. Taliban executes female prison guard and UN raises concern over Afghan violence. Here we go for news in detail. With the onset of monsoon, it has been raining in most parts of the country. The monsoon has been active since last night as the rain-making system is close to the Tarai region of Nepal. According to the Weather Forecast Division, there is a possibility of light to moderate rain in most parts of the country and heavy rain in some places in the next 3 days. Due to light to moderate rains from the Baisakh, it is said that the risk of floods, inundation and landslide has also increased. The minimum temperature recorded in Jumla was 17.2 degrees Celsius and the maximum temperature. With the onset of monsoon, it has been raining in most parts of the country. The monsoon has been active since last night as the rain-making system is close to the Tarai region of Nepal. According to the Weather Forecast Division, there is a possibility of light to moderate rain in most parts of the country and heavy rain in some places in the next 3 days. Due to light to moderate rains from the Baisakh, it is said that the risk of floods, inundation and landslide has also increased. The minimum temperature recorded in Jumla was 17.2 degrees Celsius and the maximum temperature recorded in Dhangadi was 33.4 degrees Celsius. 4 people have been killed in a landslide in Baklung district. Him Bahadur BK, a 13-year-old son of Paul Bahadur BK and his daughter, 12-year-old daughter Rita BK have died in landslide in Taman Khola of Baklung district on Monday night. Police said Home Kumari Biki, the mother of the deceased, was seriously injured when a landslide hit her while she was sleeping at home. Preparations are being made to send her to hospital for the treatment. Paul Bahadur, who is abroad for employment, Deputy Superintendent of Police Rajendra Regmi informed that the house was in a damaged condition. Similarly, a 5-year-old Samir Pariya died when a house was buried in a landslide in Nashikola 1. High vigilance has been adopted after the corona was confirmed in 18 persons, including the police chief working at the district police office, Shangja. After the coronavirus was found in 3 policemen working at the district police office, samples were collected from all the people inside the office and sent to Pokhara for testing. The State Health Directorate Pokhara has confirmed corona in 18 police personnel of Shangja. Shangja Police Chief DSP Rajendra Prasad Adhikari informed that 18 policemen were found to be infected with the coronavirus, stating that it is natural to see corona among those working for the prevention of corona in the front line. He said that they will be working with more vigilance from onwards. Various organizations working in the field of women's rights have demonstrated that a law should be enacted to take strict action against the perpetrators of acid attacks on women. Protesting at Maitigar in Kathmandu on Tuesday, they said that the incident of acid attack on a woman has not been stopped and demanded that a law be enacted to take strict action against the culprits. They also said that the attack on women has increased due to weak laws. Demonstrators protested against the attack on Karki and demanded justice for her. Pavitra Karki, 22, of Okaldunga in Sitapaila, Kathmandu, was attacked with acid and is currently undergoing treatment at Burn Hospital in Kirtipur. Police have arrested 2 persons involved in the incident.
हाम्रो माग चाहिँ एसिड आक्रमणमा परेको जुन पवित्र कार्की दी हुनुहुन्छ उहाँको लागि चाहिँ हामीले अलिकति आवाज उठाउने एउटा सानो कोसिस गरेको छौं किनभनेदेखि महिलाहरूलाई चाहिँ दिनदिनै महिलाहरूप्रति हुने चाहिँ विभेद एकदम बढिरहेको छ कुनै पनि महिला सुरक्षित छन् भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ हामीले विश्वास गर्न सकिदैन हामी स्वतन्त्रतापूर्वक आज उहाँलाई भयो भोलि अर्को चेलीलाई हुन्छ पछि अर्को चेलीलाई हुन्छ हरेक छोरीहरू चाहिँ सुरक्षित छैनन् दिन प्रतिदिन छोरीहरूमाथि चाहिँ आक्रमणहरू भइरहेको छ हामी कोही पनि सुरक्षित छैनौं भोलि हाम्रो छोरीहरू पनि सुरक्षित छैनन् अब हाम्रो समाजमा चाहिँ हाम्रो छोरीहरूलाई सुरक्षित बनाउने कि नबनाउने यदि बनाउने हो भने सरकारले चाहिँ जुन दोषीहरूलाई चाहिँ कडा भन्दा कडा कारबाही गर्न सक्नुपर्छ
The Supreme Court has stated that its attention has been drawn to the comments being made about it. Releasing a statement on Monday, the Supreme Court has requested not to comment on the issue as the administration of justice has its own principles and norms. Supreme Court spokesperson Bhadrakali Pokhrel urged everyone to be confident, saying that the court has always been serious, vigilant and sensitive. Although comments and criticism on the court order and verdict may be there, the court has asked not to spread confusion. The judiciary is an institution that survives on the faith, trust and confidence of the people, the statement said. It is important to pay attention to the fact that the flow of news or commentary in such a way as to create a confusion about the functioning of the judiciary can also jeopardize the dignity of the judiciary. A strong 6.3 magnitude earthquake struck early Monday in China's Tibet region, the U.S. Geological Survey supported. The quake struck in a sparsely populated area at 8 p.m. GMT Monday, the USGS said. Its epicenter was nearly 600 kilometers, 350 miles northeast of Lhasa at a shallow depth of 10 kilometers, according to the USGS data. There were no immediate reports of casualties so far. The National Security Advisor Robert O'Brien has tested positive for the coronavirus, but the White House insisted there was no risk of Donald Trump being exposed. However, O'Brien recently returned from a trip to Europe where he was photographed without wearing a mask or social distancing with several foreign officials, including his UK counterpart Mark Sedwill, the UK ambassador to France, Edward Llewellyn, and the French National Security Advisor Emmanuel Bon. Several White House staffers have fallen sick from the disease over the past few months, but O'Brien is the highest-level administration official so far to have tested positive. He has mild symptoms and has been self-isolating and working from a secure location off-site. There is no risk of exposure to the president or the vice president. The work of the National Security Council continues uninterrupted, the White House said in a statement. The death toll from the coronavirus in the United States has exceeded 150,000. As many as 150,444 people died in the United States as a result of the corona infection as of Tuesday morning. According to the Veritas meters, more than 61,000 new infections were reported in the United States on Monday. So far, the total number of infected people in the United States has reached 443,310, while the number of those who have recovered is said to be more than 2.136 million. In the last 24 hours alone, 46,474 people have recovered and returned home. More than 2.146 million people in the United States are still infected with the corona. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi on Monday held the first joint virtual conference with his counterparts from Pakistan, Afghanistan and Nepal, during which he raised a 4-point plan to contain the COVID-19 pandemic, boost economic recovery and resumption of the Belt and Road Initiative infrastructure projects. Afghanistan's acting Foreign Minister Muhammad Hanif Atmar and Nepalese Foreign Minister Pradeep Kumar Gyawali attended the virtual meeting. According to a Chinese Foreign Ministry press release, Pakistan was represented by Economic Affairs Minister Makhdum Khushro Bakhtiar, addressing the meeting, which is the first involving the four countries. Wang proposed the 4-point action plan, including consolidating the consensus on unity and fight against the pandemic, avoiding politicization and stigmatization of the coronavirus, and firmly support the World Health Organization in playing its due role to jointly building global health community. Wang said all the four countries should carry out regional cooperation on joint prevention and control of the pandemic, drawing the experience of China and Pakistan. He said when the Chinese vaccine is developed, China will improve the accessibility of vaccines to the three countries and help them strengthen their public health systems. Significantly, he also proposed post-pandemic, the four countries should resolutely support the joint development of the Chinese Belt and Road Initiative by promoting the resumption of work and production of key cooperation projects, maintain the stability of industrial and supply chains, and create new economic growth points in the digital field. The Taliban abducted and executed a female prison guard in the eastern Afghan province of Ghazni, officials and relatives said Monday, as the United Nations expressed concern over the war's unending toll on civilians. Fatima Rajabi, 23, who had trained as a police officer, was pulled out of a civilian minibus on her way to her home village in the Jaguri district 2 weeks ago. After holding her captive for 2 weeks, the Taliban executed the young woman and sent her body to her family. Her brother Samiullah Rajabi said, "My sister was shot 8 times. Samiullah Rajabi said, "When you opened the coffin, her hands were behind her, together and stiff. You could tell her hands were first tied and they had only uptied them after they sent the body. In a report released Monday on civilian harm in the Afghan conflict in the first 6 months of the year, the United Nations expressed particular concern about the rise of abductions and executions by the Taliban. There has been more than a five-fold increase in civilian casualties tied to abductions since last year. It said the insurgent violence had grown deadlier with a 33% increase in deaths caused by over the same period last year. This is all for now. Keep watching Dharma Television for more news and updates. May all the sentient beings be at peace. Stay safe.